Yourself. So my name's Vivian Bikulege, and I'm essentially I'm like an essayist, nonfiction poet. I'm not fiction writer. I've taken a stab at it, but I focus on nonfiction and poetry. I'm Medicare aged. I I've worked professionally all over the world. But my passion is trying to make sense with words. The project that I'm working on, is that number two, Kimberly? Yeah. The project I'm working on is to complete a chapbook. It'd be my first chapbook. So for those people that don't know what that is, it's just a small collection of maybe 18 to 22 poems. This particular group seems to be focusing on aging, which is what I've been doing for the last all of my years, getting to this point. I worked on it from September of 2022 up until actually 2021 until September. So 21 to 22. And it'll be published by the Charlotte Literary Center once I finish it up. And part of what I did this morning was put all of the titles of my poems on these Post-it notes. I mean, I've got it all, hard copied, whatever, but I'm really in the process of making final revisions and seeing if what I like, what I don't like. And I've worked with some really great mentors, Laurent Beausolar, who's out in California, Danny Romaine Powell, who's in Charlotte, and then a group of other poets over a year's period of time. So that's kind of me and what I'm working on. I would like to say, because I never get to say it, that I have the support of some great family and friends in my life. My husband, Mac, my brother and sister, Stacy and Stan, and the Wolf Pack, which is a group of my nieces and my sister, Leah and Natalie. So I want to say that. I want that there. So anyway.
That's really great.
That's me. Yeah. So number three was
Yes, thank you for sharing all of that. That was a great overview. Where do you find your inspiration to write?
in real life. Uh it's just every, I mean, I think that if you are aware and paying attention and noticing, it's just there. And somehow it connects to, your heart and your mind and your soul. Sometimes your hands, sometimes your fingers. um it just kind of creeps up on my inspiration, creeps up on me. So, and I think a life lived and uh whatever that could be. I mean, you could be 19 and be that person. You could be 102 and be that person. So it's all around.
Yeah, I love that. So it feels really natural for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
kind of in that same vein, this one is a little bit of a wild card question, but I heard once that all writers write from one core emotion. And I'm wondering if you think there's any truth to that, and if so, what your core emotion that you're writing from is.
Yeah, I read last night, I was reading an interview by a poet in the Mountain Express, and he mentioned actually a poet that I'll get a chance to work with later this year. Her name is Jessica Jacobs, and evidently she said that all poetry is some form of love. Um, I think that's beautiful, and I hope my work is based in that very common and smart emotion. It's so universal. I think for me though, um, yeah, I don't think it's far from that, but I think it's like I'm just looking at the titles of these poems, and I think it's a spiritual thing. Um, hmm, I, I think it's this. It's quest. I think it's this journey of finding myself and in the people that I love, people that I've lost, um, dreams. I mean, still who I want to be. Um, but it's for me, it's quest, and that it also can be every emotion is kind of a quest. It's despair, it's hope, it's the physical part of us.
Well, you've sold me. Now I want to read all your work. That sounds amazing. Just in closing, I just wanted you to kind of tell us a little bit about your goals for your time here. I know you're working on this chapbook. Do you have a set of clear goals? Or are you just kind of setting some time aside to write experimentally? What are you thinking for your time here?
Yeah. I mean, anything that comes up that's a found poem, I mean, that experimentally happens, I'm great. I'll say right now, I'm grateful for. But no, my goal, I have a very hard and fast goal, and that is to finish this thing up. I mean, if a new poem pops up, that's great. Um, I had a poem. I brought poems from the chapbook, but I have a different poem that's downstairs that if I get to read one on your interview, I'd love to. Um, but no, the goal is to finish, and this place is an amazing opportunity. I'm so grateful for it. So thank you. Baking instructions. Take my advice. Think twice before deciding to bake banana bread 1 to 2 hours before your mother passes away. Try to refrain. Yes, the house will smell good, and some literature suggests chocolate chip cookies or candles for a pleasurable aroma. Or is that a staging device when you want to sell your home? Sometimes I'm confused. A clock's hands circle, tick, tick, ticking. Her hands still, swell, swell, swelling. Her breathing labored. It's been that way for hours now. No scent is going to ward off angels or silence. No adagio or lullaby forestalls death. It's coming. She's going. And then there's you, standing in the driveway, moving to the street, waving goodbye to that unusual oblong vehicle. What make is it anyway? Did you offer them a slice or two? Do you remember who finally ate that mixed powder? Flour, sugar, dehydrated banana. You add the eggs, butter, oil, and water. Did you preheat the oven? Remember, she'd eat 1/2 of a banana every morning with her cornflakes and skim milk. Don't do it. Don't bake banana bread the morning your mother dies. It doesn't make anything better.